Hi, welcome to your daily practice. Today we're starting at the top edge of our mat in standing mountain pose Tadasana. Feet hip distance apart and parallel. Really root down through all corners of your feet and just find a nice deep breath. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, swan dive forward, halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step the right leg back into your low lunge as arms sweep forward and up. Big inhale. Exhale, release the hands back towards the mat, stepping back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward and slowly lower yourself down into the mat, lifting the chest up. Exhale, up and back to come back into your dog. Bringing that right leg back forward, sweeping the arms forward and up. Exhale, release the hands back towards the mat, and we'll come to the top edge of our mat. Forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep forward and up. Exhale, hands come into heart center. One breath here. And we'll start second side. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward, hands towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down, stepping the left leg forward, low lunge. Sweeping the arms forward and up. Big inhale, open the eyes and the chest up. Exhale, release the hands down towards the floor, stepping back into your down dog. Shifting forward plank and slowly lower into the mat, lifting up the chest. Exhale, back into your dog. Inhale, step forward, arms sweep up. Exhale, release the hands to the mat, and then stepping your way back towards your top edge. Release your head towards your knees. Inhale, lengthening long all the way up. Exhale, hands into heart center. Finding a nice deep, slow breath and moving with the breath. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right leg steps back. This time into a high lunge. Sweep the arms forward and up. Settle into your hips. Keep lifting the chest up. Exhale, release the hands down, stepping back into your dog. Inhale, forward plank. Through chaturanga into your up dog, opening up the heart, shoulders back away from your ears. Exhale into your dog. Inhale, right leg forward, back to that high lunge, sweeping the arms forward and up. Exhale, release hands down, and step right back to the top edge of our mat. Keep flowing with the breath as you stand tall. Exhale into heart center. One more round. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot steps back. High lunge. Anchor through the bottoms of the feet. Inhale, reach the chest up. Tall spine. Eyes up, gaze up if you can. Exhale, reach back into your dog. Inhale, forward plank, slowly lower. Shifting forward, up dog. Exhale, lifting the hips, tucking the toes, downward facing dog. Stepping the left leg back forward, find that crescent lunge one more time. Opening up the heart space, release your hands towards the floor and coming back towards the top edge of our mat. Inhale, reach the arms forward, lengthening the spine. Exhale, hands to heart center and passing down through your side, starting back to where we started in Tadasana. I'm just going to come to face you. We're going to go into our side bends here. So bringing the feet together. Inhale, up and over to one side, stacking the hips, stacking the shoulders. Draw the shoulders away from your ears and find your breath here. Try to glue your biceps in towards your ears. Keep lengthening through the top side of your body. Keep reaching up out of the hips, and as you exhale, back to center. Break, bending the elbows. Find that position. Inhale, lift up and over to the other side. And then once you're in your pose, just start to find a natural flow of your breath. Gluing your biceps in towards your ears, stacking your shoulders, stacking your hips. Exhale back to center, open the legs, find your standing Tadasana. Take a moment here to breathe and feel the energy in the body. As we move into tree pose or Vrksasana. So different options here. Maybe your leg can come up high on the thigh. Maybe it has to stay around the calf muscle. Or you can even keep your right toes or your working leg on the mat to stay a little bit closer. Find your balance. And just wherever your arms work, I want you to find that balance in the legs. Don't worry about the arms position. You can keep your hands in the center of your chest, or maybe extend the arms up and out. Keep the energy lifting up through the spine, and always focusing on maintaining a breath, a flowing breath as you move through. Shift the weight and circle that ankle out before we shift sides. So always remember, each side can be different. So one side doesn't necessarily look like the other. Maybe your leg comes higher on this side, maybe your leg comes lower on this side. Actively press the bottom of your foot against your standing leg. Find the breath, looking straight out over the horizon, feeling long through the back side of the body. Chin is parallel towards the floor. Exhale, bringing your hands back down, pulling the knee forward and releasing it back down towards the mat. Finding our chair pose. Legs together here. Utkatasana, Sanskrit name for chair pose. Spine is long. Try to get your arms by your ears. Think of your arms as an extension of your spine. If you need to, your arms can always lower. We want to make sure we don't create any more tension in the shoulders. And we start to add a little pulse to this. Squeezing the legs together, sticking the tailbone back, reaching the tailbone towards the back edge of your mat. And exhale, release your chest over your thighs, finding your forward fold. As our left leg steps back, finding our warrior one position, arm sweeps forward and up. So square your hips and shoulders towards the front edge of your mat. Drive your back heel down, and maybe lift the chest, the eyes up towards the sky. Exhale, dive forward, arms reach up. Inhale, sweep the arms forward as we lengthen the spine up. Exhale, lengthen the chest over the thigh, sweeping the arms back towards the sky. Let the head really hang. Feel the stretch through the back of the neck. Inhale, keep bending in towards that front knee. Exhale, reach forward. Holding down, going for humble warrior, clasping your hands, adding the shoulder stretch, maintaining the balance. Keep that back heel driving in towards the mat. Back leg is long. And then release your hands, pivoting into center, dropping down for a side lunge. If you can, try to keep both heels down towards the mat. If you need help with balance, let the hands stay down. Or maybe hands come up into prayer. Gently playing with your balance here, shifting from one side to the other. And let's bring it back to where we started, Warrior One. Sweep the arms forward and up. Opening up into Warrior Two. Bending deeper into that front knee. Square your hips and shoulders now towards the open side of your mat. Exhale into your reverse warrior. And inhale, lengthen long into your side ankle pose. One straight diagonal line from your wrist towards your back ankle. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Now maybe adding more of a stretch here. Bottom arm comes down, extending fingertips, reach towards the mat. Lifting up towards the sky, gaze up towards the sky, and then extending back, both legs straightened for triangle. Inhale, sweep up, exhale, drop back into your Warrior Two, spinning the palms up. Feel that sense of strength and power you hold within you. Feel the heat and the warmth in the body. Inhale back. Exhale, windmill the arms down towards the mat. Coming back into our plank. Hovering the left toes off the mat as you go through your cobra or up dog. Pressing back into your downward facing dog. Both heels down. And we're going to hop or float up towards the mat this time. If you'd like, you're always welcome to step. Inhale, sweep the arms forward, and we'll finish back in our chair pose, just where we started. Long spine, squeezing the legs together. Inhale, open up. And we're going to do it again. I'm going to face the other side just so you can see my angle. Exhale, back into your chair pose. Hips low. Feel the heat in the legs. Start to pulse it out. Keeping that spine long, arms long. Nice deep breath. Release the chest forward over the thighs and exhale as you extend the legs back. Stepping your right leg back this time. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Square your hips and shoulders towards the front edge of your mat. Feel the back heel rooted, connected in towards the center of your mat. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, reach out and away. Open up the eyes, the chest, the heart space. Exhale, lengthen long over that front leg. Reach the arms up. Lengthening tall. Big breath. Exhale, sweeping down. Engage the abs up away from your front thigh as we clasp our hands, take it into our shoulder stretch. Playing with the balance here. Focus on the breath. Releasing your hands, straighten both legs, pivot back into center, and then we'll drop it over into our side lunge. Again, playing with your balance. Maybe your hands come into prayer. Maybe they open. Right, whatever feels good. Gently switching sides. And then we'll work our way back into center. Extending both legs, reach the tailbone up towards the sky, pull the crown of the head down towards the mat. Grabbing onto your toes or grabbing onto the backs of your ankles, pull yourself in. And then we'll pivot our left heel forward, coming back into our warrior one. Bend your front knee. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Exhale as you open up into warrior two. Maybe widening your stance, bending more into that front knee. Inhale, reach forward and back into reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. Reach for that long diagonal line in the body. Inhale, up and back. Lift up out of your hips. Create space in your waist as you go into this side bend. Exhale, side angle, staying where you were, or adding a little bit more of a reach. Down towards the mat, top arm spirals towards the sky. Feel like you're being pulled in every direction as you extend both legs long, coming into your triangle pose. Engaging the quads, lift up out of the kneecaps. Feel energy in each direction. We're lengthening the spine, not releasing it down towards the mat. Inhale, float up. Exhale, bend into that warrior two. Palms up, exhale back, reverse warrior. And then windmill those arms back down into the mat as we step back into our plank, hovering your left leg off the mat. Dropping into your up dog or cobra. Exhale back into your downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Look towards your hands, hop or step towards the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Forward fold, hugging in towards those legs. And let's go ahead and hop back right into our plank. We're going to lower down all the way in towards our mat. One more time, lift up into your cobra. And we'll take our look to the right, drawing a line, circle the chin to the left, back to center and lower. Reversing that one more time, lifting up tall, look towards the left, drawing a half circle along your chest to the right. Back to center, and lift the hips up and back. Find your child's pose, knees nice and wide. Let the head melt in towards the mat. Float up onto all fours. Tuck your toes. Find that cow stretch. Exhale, scoop the belly in your cat. Inhale, release the tailbone up. Exhale, pull those ribs up and in. Completely empty out the lungs. And reaching back, we're going to come into our side plank. So left hand comes into the center of the mat, stacking your feet, reaching the top arm towards the sky, maybe taking your gaze with you. So variations here with the feet. If you want to go more advanced, we can take a tree pose from our side plank position. You can even grab onto that big toe going for an extension with the top leg. Or also to modify, stagger, keep both feet on the mat. Top leg would be in front of your bottom foot, or maybe bend your bottom knee. Whatever you need to do. Keep holding, holding, holding. And then we'll step through into our lizard lunge. Top foot comes towards the top edge of your mat. We're turned out here. Keeping the back leg extended. Adding a little rock forward and back. And then gently lower the knee down towards the mat. And we'll take a small spiral, pressing against the inner thigh, lifting the chest up. Then lengthening the waist away from the hips. And into our quad stretch. Arm circles back. Pulling the foot towards the seat. Keep the hips reaching forward to the front of your mat. Release, come back to center. Come up out onto both hands if you're not already there. Tuck your toe. And we're going to pull that leg in, taking it into a seated spine twist, lifting up tall. Feel both sit bones anchored in towards the mat. If that right butt cheek is lifted off the mat, just extend your left leg in front of you, and that will allow your hips to release a little bit more into the mat. In your twist, I want you to inhale and think lengthen the spine. Exhale and twist, unwind. Let's go back to where we started from. Into our other side, Vastisthasana, side plank pose. Maybe hips are stacked, maybe feet are stacked. We can lift the top leg for another variation, finding that 5-pointed star. Energy reaching through every finger, every toe. Hold and focus on the breath. Maybe looking up to strengthen your balance. And we're going to spiral back towards the front of our mat from whatever variation you're in. Find your lizard lunge, left toes towards the top edge of your mat. Maybe rocking forward and back a few times. And then when you're ready, release down. Starting maybe just coming down to one forearm. Let the head hang. Inhale, we add that spiral twist, lifting up. Lengthening the waist, taking the gaze up towards the sky. And then sweeping the arms forward and back, going for your quad stretch. Reaching for the foot. If you can't quite reach the foot, just keep that action that the heel is kicking towards the seat and keep the arm reaching back. Exhale, releasing. When you're ready, coming back into our lizard lunge, onto your hands. Tuck your back toe. And then step back into your plank. Slowly lower into the mat, releasing all the way down. Untuck the toes. Clasp your fingertips behind you, open up the chest, and as you inhale, everything floats up off the mat. Kicking the legs, kicking the chest up. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky, long through the back of the neck. Keep reaching, keep reaching. Exhale, lower one ear into the mat, release your hands. Maybe rock side to side. Breathe. This time we're going to add more of a challenge, so reaching towards the tops of your feet or maybe ankles. Exhale, kick back, kick back, kick back, lifting the chest. Try to rock onto your pelvis, lift your belly up off the mat. Keep kicking back, keep reaching back. If this is too intense, go into the pose that we just did with arms and legs straight. Exhale when you need, lower down slowly. Other ear into the mat. And then when you're ready, we'll come up and back into our downward facing dog. Maybe give your head a shake, whatever feels good. And when you're ready, feet walk up right towards the top of your mat. Dropping down into our Yogi Squat. Opening up the hips here, press the triceps back into the inner legs. Feeling the stretch in the groin, inner thighs, and all around the hip socket. Find your breath. Inhale, we're going to take that position straight up, palms towards the sky, and exhale right back down. Again, pressing the floor away. Inhale, lifting up tall, reaching up, prayer hands towards the sky. Exhale, releasing back down. Open up the chest, open up the knees even more. And then gently rock back into your boat pose or teaser. We'll come down all the way into the mat with our right knee in towards our chest. Let the left leg relax onto the mat. Just circle the right ankle a few times each direction. And then cradling that shin in towards your chest, maybe a little rock side to side. Just kind of waking up the hip socket here, moving the ball and socket joint. And we're going to go ahead and kick out into our hamstring stretch. Think about dropping your left hip down and your right hip down, especially as you extend, so the waist is long on both sides. Opening up the leg towards the side. Keep the pelvis anchored in towards the mat. Let gravity open the leg towards the side. And then we'll cross that ankle over for our figure 4. Gently pressing back on the knee, maybe clasping your hands behind your thigh. Keep the back of the neck long. If you need to use a pillow or prop to lift the head, always feel free to do that. We want to make sure the spine is in a comfortable position. Sending the breath deep into the hips. Option or variation to extend your left leg. Adding more of a hamstring stretch to this. And then as you exhale wherever you are, let's switch legs. Grab your left shin. Circle the ankle. Both directions. And then cradling the shin in. So we're rotating the whole leg in the hip socket, pulling the ankle towards us. Maybe a little rock side to side. And opening, extending the leg for a hamstring stretch. Big bend, exhale, stretch. Lengthening the left waist down. And then opening up to the side. Keep that right hip nailed into the mat. Opening the leg up. And crossing over figure 4. Flexing the feet is always going to help protect the knees. So both feet flexing is always a good idea here in this position. Again, whatever variation you like. Press back on the knee. Clasp the hands under the thigh or extending your right leg long. Few more breaths here. Keep reaching the tailbone in towards the mat. And we'll gently lower, releasing the legs down, bending the knees, put those feet flat on the floor. We're going to round up into a big shoulder bridge here. So different than our usual Pilates hip bridges, we're really going for a full shape in the entire spine. So we're lifting up the rib cage, lifting that thoracic spine, lifting the shoulder blades up off the mat. And you can even go for that clasp of hands underneath you, working the shoulders underneath you. Pressing the glutes up, opening up the front side of the body. Maybe even bringing your chest towards your chin. When you're ready, release your hands, slowly round down. Take your time. And we're going to do it one more time. If you want, you can do the same bridge as before. Or if you have wheel in your practice or when you want to try a more advanced variation, hands come down. And again, we lift that spine up towards the sky, opening up the chest, opening up the middle back. Think the hips are pressing up and forward, heels drive down. Really active pose, even though we're stable in our position, is super active, pressing the floor away. And when you're ready, gently lower down, head first. One vertebrae at a time, coming into the mat, hugging your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little rock side to side. And then gently rocking yourself up to seated. We're going to come into a seated staff pose. So arms long. I want you to hinge forward and go for a straight spine. Find that length in the spine, and then when you need to, exhale, release all the way over your legs. Trying to cradle in, bringing your nose between your knees, maybe even your shins. And then inhale, reach the arms forward as you flat back all the way up. And arms come down by your side. Vada Kanasana, bringing the soles of the feet together. Again, feel that tall spine start to hinge forward. So I want the spine to keep reaching, lengthening out. Gently press it on the knees, and then as you exhale, round forward. Head reaches towards the bottoms of your feet. Release any tension. Arms reach forward, find that same flat back. Reaching up, taking your time, lengthening all the way up tall. And we'll extend one leg out, up and over as if your shoulders are stacked. Feel energy opening up the spine. Inhale, lengthen up and pivot towards that leg as we hinge forward, trying to square your shoulders towards the leg in front of you. Dropping that inside shoulder down. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up, lengthening, same way we went in with that flat back. Switching other side. Inhale, up and over. Exhale into your side bend. Shoulders are stacked. Maybe take the gaze, the eyes up towards the sky to add even more of a stretch. Pivoting towards the leg. Exhale, dive forward. Try to keep that spine as straight as you can as you're pulling over the leg. Nice deep breath. Keep the tailbone rooted down. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Nice tall spine. Bring it back into center. And we're going to take it into our seated twist. Other side we didn't do earlier. So we'll add that spine twist here in. Lengthening in both directions. Up and grounding down. Exhale, gently unwind back into center. And we got full straddle. Opening up the legs as wide as you can, keeping that spine long. And we'll just start with a little shift side to side. So try to anchor the hips, right? We're just shifting from the rib cage and then taking it over. Shoulders stay stacked. Exhale, reaching over, following the top arm. And a little bit of obliques, holding, reaching long, open and close. Other side, reaching over and open. Good, keep stacking the shoulders. And lifting up tall. Let the spine lengthen out in front of you. Let the legs do whatever just naturally happens. Imagine the belly coming down onto the mat, fully surrendering into the pose. If your head is hanging out in space here, feel free to come up onto your elbows and prop your head into your hands, or even use a yoga block. Gently coming out, shake those legs out as you bring them back forward. Coming around, we're going to come onto our knees and prepare for camel pose. So option to tuck your toes here, or you can keep the feet flat, is a little more challenging. Start to press the hips forward. That's the first thing. Hands are pressing into the hips are pressing forward. From there, we lift the chest up towards the sky, taking the gaze back. If it is available, your hands can reach one at a time towards your heels. When you are ready, one arm will sweep up, taking it into single camel pose. Maybe playing with this. Or if you need your hands on your hips, keep your hands there. Or if you want to keep your hands on your heels, whatever feels good to you at this moment. Just giving you different options to play with. When you're ready to come up, gently bring the wrists back into the small of the low back and exhale your way up. Gently, slowly make your way down into child's pose and counter stretch. Breathe into the low back. Let the shoulders round forward. Rounding up, let's take it back onto our back for a final spine twist here. Dropping the knee over. Exhale. You can gently assist the knees down with your hands. Take your gaze away from your legs. Arm reaching out. Send the breath into the low spine. Exhale back into center. Reset the hips. Reset the position of the body on the mat. Take a few knee circles. And then with that left leg in, exhale. Begin to let the knee drop all the way over towards the side. So hips are totally stacked here. Taking the gaze away from the legs, reaching towards your opposite hand, looking towards your opposite hand. Hand reaching out. So even here in this spine twist, it's still active. We're keeping the space in the waist as we twist, keeping the space in the spine so that energy can flow and continue to build. Exhale back into center, bringing the hips right back into the center of the mat. Rock it out. Hugging the knees in towards the chest. Find that tight little ball. Squeezing everything in. And then when you're ready, exhale, release into your Shavasana. Letting go of any tension. Let the feet relax out to the sides, palms up, shoulders melt in towards the mat. And we just come back to our breath here. Now give yourself a few last moments to release any tension, to set yourself up for your day and really digest all that hard work you did. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Feel that sense of empowerment and strength and gratitude that you created through your practice. Thank you so much for joining me for this yoga flow. I'm Vanessa. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like and subscribe, and I'll be back in a few days with a new video. Namaste.